त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Shri Mataji, Aryan. Hello,
Shri
Chris.
Mataji. Rita,
How are you today?
Good. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Chris.
Hello, Rita. How are you going?
Very good,
How are you
thank
going?
you.
You're looking well.
Thank you very much. So are you all? I'm looking forward to today's topic, actually. A little bit immense and vast. And
Yes. It's quite a deep topic.
Yes. Beautiful topic.
So where shall we
Aryan.
start?
we shall start.
So I mean, it's about puja. So puja is foreign to Westerners, but if you're from an Indian background, you would know well and truly what it means, and it's natural for you. But in Sahaja Yoga, it's an expression of our love and devotion for our connection, and we're going to tell you some aspects of it and also do a demonstration of what we call a puja.
Part of it, yes. That's an interesting point for you to bring up, because I was reflecting on that and thinking, yes, as an Indian, for us, that is such a huge part of our culture. You don't even think of it. But I was listening to Shri Mataji's talk today, and she said even in other cultures it was the same. Like with Christianity, you would have Mother Mary's photo, you would have the statue of Christ. It would be that reverence that you offer. That's basically the puja that was. So I was quite curious, and I remembered a couple of things about in terms of myself as as I was growing up in accepting that, or the journey of that. So very much interested in hearing about your experiences, or how like, yes, when you first came, you got your realization, you felt the vibrations, and then that acceptance or transference of or that journey, moving from yes, that simple meditation to actually accepting the whole process of the truth. Because in one sense, through our meditation, we find the truth of ourselves, which is what we giving the realization. Then when we're establishing at the Sahasrara and doing the meditation at the Sahasrara, we then learn the truth about the divine and our own divinity and the relationship and the significance of Mother at the Sahasrara. But then puja is then the next stage of that process.
Yeah. Well, for me, my experience of puja was it was a transition from other things. I've been a seeker all my life, maybe in other past lives, and I when I was at school, I was brought up as a Catholic in a Polish migrant family, and I was seeking from a very early age. I won the religious prize every year
Wow.
of my primary school and my high school, and so I was a seeker, but and I was in the rituals of the Catholic Church, and from the Polish side, from migrant side, it's more profound than the Australian. Australia is what they call the burnt soul. We're a little bit distant from religiosity, so it was deeper. But then when I became a bit of a disjointed teenager, I and did a bit of experimenting with all sorts of things. I came across all these other religions. I went into mosques and synagogues and Sikh temples and looked at other things. And then I found Sahaja Yoga. So when we were like I was meditating, and then all of a sudden I was going to a Havan or a puja, and it wasn't such of a shock in terms of a change. I went into it, but I didn't have that sort of deep experience until later, until when I saw Shri Mataji and when I was regularly meditating and working stuff out. I over time, my orientation to puja has changed. And
sorry, continue.
Yeah. So now I'm watching a puja and I'm feeling that connection, and it's from the heart, and so I mean, at the beginning I was going to events, but I didn't have that same feeling, and it was just sort of something that grew on me. And also being married to an Indian really helped, because then that whole culture was brought into my life, and then it elevated, and I learned. You learn from other people, but it also comes to you naturally, the auspiciousness of doing puja.
And what you said there was very important, I suppose, the fact that yes, puja as culturally or in all religions is a process and stuff that's done as part of a religious process. But when you have your realization and it becomes a living process, it kind of takes you to that next level and different dimension, because then you are actually, it becomes more of a full circle, that you're offering the devotion, but then you're receiving it back. So rather than the one-sided, it's actually a full circle of connection that ends up happening.
So previously I was doing rituals, and now I enjoy and I wait for the pujas, because I get so much out of it, and I go into a different level, and actually I don't get anything else better than going to a puja.
Yes.
So I mean, the message is everybody do a puja. Meditate.
Yes, definitely. How about you, Aryan? How was that for you?
So because I had my realization in Europe and the time where Shri Mataji was going to every country that had received, where seekers had received their self-realization, I went straight into a puja with Shri Mataji present.
Wow.
And I had such an open mind that I was so curious that I completely went in. But I think I have a very, very lovely memory because because being Europeans, we're a little bit analytical. And the heart, you could see the heart was a little bit sort of not quite open. But I have this beautiful memory. We were in Italy, and it was the puja for the Sahasrara in quite a long time ago now. And everyone was a little bit sort of, you could see there was a little bit of a struggle with the mind and everything. And all of a sudden, there's this group of Spanish Sahaja Yoga practitioners who, there was only a small group of them, and they're starting to sing this song that had a flamenco beat to it. And the whole heart of everyone opened. And that was the most incredible experience to see that the music that is from the heart, and especially flamenco, because Spain is the flicker of the heart. So
Yeah.
the Wicca music actually has the ability to, it's like, it flicks the heart. And it was actually experienced that there was 300 people there and everyone's heart opened when there was just a few of them singing from the heart, this song. It was just
amazing.
And then Shri Mataji commented, he said, you see, and it's only now that I realize how important the heart is, because we have so many layers of thinking. It's such a strong conditioning, isn't it, Chris? From that Western mind. But I'm starting to realize how beautiful is the heart. And I feel it whenever I watch a puja somewhere and I see I just actually watched something from Brazil just before I came on, while I was preparing my meal for tonight. And I saw this lovely singer who was singing about Shiva with a heart. And I was just so touched. And then because I realized it's so much from the heart, I could feel it. So more sensitive now. I'm more sensitive than I was, even though I was open-minded, but I would always go back to my shell again. And then, so now it's a lot easier to feel a connection with the heart, like Chris said.
I think for me, when, as I said, because I came into Sahaj when I was quite young, I was 12 years old. And I remember when I was, because when we hadn't seen Shri Mataji, we got introduced to Sahaj for a couple of years after. And the first time my parents, because parents had gone to a puja, to a program and a puja there, and I couldn't go because I had to study for my 10th class board exams, so I was not allowed to go. And when Mum came back, she was talking about the puja, and she was talking about the Panchamrit and the Charnamrit, and I was going, like, really? And she goes, oh yeah, it was just amazing, and the vibrations were great. And I distinctly remember going, oh my God, I love Shri Mataji and I love that. But I couldn't get my head as a 14, 15-year-old around that process of doing the Charnamrit. And it was kind of like, oh, I don't know about, I don't know whether I would be able to accept drinking Panchamrit, Charnamrit. And so I think I was about 14 and a half, 15 at that time. And then we had, kind of in Ramayana, I remember, the story of Sri Hanumana and seeing that and reading that, remembering that, where after at the end of the end of the story, Sri Sita gives Sri Hanumana this beautiful a pearl necklace as a gift, and he goes, does this have Sri Rama in it? And she goes, no, it's like, it's a non-living thing. It's the pearl necklace as a thank you. And he goes, well, what thank do I need when I have him in my heart? And he kind of opens the heart, and there is Sri Rama and Sita in the heart. And then from that, and just after that, I had heard the poem, like the dust particle in the wind, in the air, by Shri Mataji. And that's I suppose it was, kind of reflecting on the fact that, yes, we've got our realization, which is like this most profound event in our lives, in all our lifetimes, that we kind of achieved, that she has given us. And then which is kind of transformed life, which is something that been seeking to know that divinity and the divine within ourselves and without, and that connection, and then to be that dust particle which was dissolving of your ego and being completely immersed and surrendered and just drenched in that love, and the next thing it's like, oh yeah, sure, please, can I have some panchara?
Which is what puja is.
Just absolutely, yes.
Surrendering.
And then there was just like
opening the heart,
no question, no, it was like, and then it was like, oh my God, how could I ever think that would not be acceptable, or so anyway, so it was just amazing, kind of that, and yes, and that's what puja ends up being, is that expression of our love, or to the divine and the divinity, the thankful, to be thankful, and just as we do with our mother, like when as a baby and you grow, you learn to unconditionally love the mother, you learn to express that love in forms of little gifts, in forms of little hugs, in forms of being obedient, doing what they're doing. So, and that's what the puja is, that expression of our love and our reverence. And anyway, that's kind of my experience of what that was. So I would love to share the video of maybe we can just sit for a few minutes meditation, Chris, before and watch the video, and then you'll take us on our little journey of puja today.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and some talks by Shri Mataji. Yeah, well, we can raise the Kundalini now. Yeah. So we tie one knot and go the second time. And the third time. Tie 3 knots. And then we do a bandhan. Just put your attention above the fontanelle, so you can feel the cool. We'll play the video and we'll come back.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. great thing. Today we have to having Puja Julia. Like the Julia means the dust. And one day I had written in childhood a poem, I remember. Very interesting poem it was. I don't know where it's lost, but we said, that I want to be like now like a dust party, which moves with the wind. Because everyone can go sit on the head of a king or can go and fall at the feet of someone. It can go and sit on a little flower, and it can go and sit everywhere. But I want to be a particle of dust that is fragrant, that is nourishing, that is enlightening. I had written a very beautiful poem where I must have been about 7 years of age, I remember, to be a dust party. I remember that very clearly, long time back, that I should be a dust particle. So that I'll permeate into people. Which is a very big thing to become a dust particle of that kind. That whatever you touch, you see, that becomes endless. Whatever you just feel, that has fragrance. It's such a great thing to be like that. And that was my desire, and it has been achieved at that young age.
Now we'll just do a short meditation, and for that we want to clear our Muladhara chakra to establish our innocence. So we're going to do a puja. So our innocence, our humility is very important. So just put both of your hands to the towards the Mother Earth. And we ask the Mother Earth ask her so she gives us our innocence and our humility. Please make me innocent. Please make me innocent so I'm the source of innocence and I radiate innocence to others. And please make me humble so I can do puja. So what I do in puja is auspicious. All right, now take your left hand and place it on your lap and point your right hand to the Mother Earth. And just say this affirmation: Mother, please help me balance my left side of emotions. Balance my left side with the right side of action. Take out all of the lethargy and negative thoughts that trouble me. And stop me from having an open and clean heart. All right, now take your right hand and place it on your lap and point your left hand to the sky, so it acts like a chimney. Mother, please balance my right side of action with the left side of emotions. Take out all the heat from my liver and everything that disturbs my attention. Everything that makes my mind overactive and prevents me from surrendering. All right, now take that left hand and place it on your lap, and then just bring your right hand through the center, and then so it touches the fontanelle. And then at the fontanelle, just say to yourself, please give me balance. Mother, please give me balance. keep me in the center. And then from your heart, just express your gratitude for your self-realization. Thank you, Mother, for this great gift. Help me to appreciate it. Thank you for the gift of your photo. Thank you for the gift of your talks. So we can listen and experience the vibrations. So now we play a talk on the photograph, the meaning of the photograph of Shri Mataji, and also the significance of what we call puja.
Any other question, please? Yes, please. Little loudly. Can you say loudly, please? What's it?
Why is your picture sitting on the table next to you?
Why you don't like it? It's a question really is something I can't understand. You see, if I am something, if this picture is my true picture, then why not have it? With this picture, you will be surprised. The person who first got realization got through this picture. In this picture, there are vibrations. When you will get realized, you will know that only this picture has that vibration because the real thing it is. Thank God the science has given us the real thing. If there were cameras before, we would have had pictures of all those great people. Because there were no photographs, they said better not have any pictures. Because all the pictures were imaginary, done by people who wanted to have some money. With this picture, many people have been cured. All right? It's a very good thing that has happened. We can take pictures now. He had what?
Cerebral aneurysm.
And another disciple of mine took my photograph, put it under her head. And she started getting all right, in the sense that she started opening her eyes. So the doctors got frightened. They said, even if she gets all right, she will be damaged. She won't be able to walk. But today she's perfectly all right. Not only that, but she is very hard working surgery. So it's all right.
How does it work?
It was in
How does it work? How does it work from the photograph?
from the photograph. The photograph is a real image of myself. See, and this my body has got a coefficients which emits vibration. Same happens with the photograph. That too has the same coefficients. Of course, it hasn't got the other dimension, but it also emits the vibrations because of the coefficients being the same. So even if you take Christ photograph, it's not real because it's all come out of the unconscious, all right, but there's a lot of imagination put in. Any photograph if you take of any person, it is like that. But there are so many things I've seen which have come out of the Mother Earth. They emit vibration. Like Stonehenge in England has vibrations. So many places like that have vibrations, but not so strong as mine because I'm a living person. There was one fellow in Russia, supposed to be very intelligent. He said that all right, if we keep mother's photograph and also the icons, we can get the same type of vibration. You cannot. Because icons are made by some artist, imaginary. These are not representing actually even Maria or Christ or anyone. They are all imaginary. If Italian ones makes Christ, he is Italian style. If somebody French one makes, he is thin like French. If you get somebody, say from Holland, he'll have a forehead like that. So you can see Christ. If he's Japanese, he'll have chinky eyes. If he is Chinese, he'll have no nose. If it's Indian, he'll be dark. So all kinds of Christs I've seen. And I feel that how can they emit vibrations, tell me? While with my photograph, how can you compare? Also cameras were to be developed at this time. Do you notice that point? Cameras were developed at this time, not before that. This loudspeaker was not developed before this. So all these things are, even video, even the way you are seeing my image there, was that available before? No. So this is a very special time where science has also supported seekers to find life. Science has supported. So first, just like a scientist, you try to accept one by one. There's nothing has to be done. I mean, don't have to pay me anything, of course. That goes. You don't have to do any acrobatics or anything. But for example, a small thing like my photograph. You see, many people say, why your photograph? So use your photograph, I say, if that works out. You see, it's something surprising. How people challenge me, why your photograph? I say, why not use yours? I'll be very happy, use anybody's. But it doesn't work out. What to do now? It's my photograph that works out, but even if you don't like it, you have to use it. What can I do? It's as simple as that, you see. But in that I don't gain anything from you. I don't want anything from you. Nothing material that you can give me. But you'll enjoy. You'll enjoy my love. You'll enjoy. But Sahaja Yoga is becoming, is awakening and realization. How is it going to work out? It was a very big problem for me. It's not that I can just give you a book and you just sit and read it and say that, yes, I've got it, I've become. It's real becoming, ripening, maturing, living process. Now how am I to do it? And here is the answer, is a photograph. So this is what it is, that all your medias can be used through my photograph. What a blessing it is. And the photograph, if you think is representing me, I think you are not expressing it fully. I was amazed that my photographs are much more powerful than any statues put together, even produced by Mother Earth.
photograph has got so many elements in it. For example, you see, it has got light element, it has got water element, it has got earth element, it has got also air element. If the air is not all right, you cannot get a photograph. And also it has got the ether element. With all these 5 elements, you cannot produce a statue. Ether element it has got, because if you have a photograph here, you can transcend it to any other place. You can, what you call that, transmit it to any place. Photograph can be transmitted, but you cannot transmit a statue as it is. Anyway. Only the photograph of a statue can. So it has also got ether element. So photograph is much more powerful than any other statue. Moreover, it is a reproduction, no doubt, but reproduction of reality with 5 elements. So I wouldn't call it just a representative, it's quite me, because my attention is there. So the protocol of these photographs also is important. So start developing that faith. You should keep one photograph with you all the time in your pocket. Respect it. As many as possible. Respect them.
Just put your attention on your heart. Just say to yourself, Mother, please give me complete satisfaction in my heart, joy in my heart, bliss in my heart, so that the whole world becomes blissful. Give me love, love that I could love the whole world, and that the whole world becomes one in love. Give salvation to this humanity which is suffering. Take me to your feet. Cleanse me with thy love. And now we'll do puja. Now just watch. This is cleaning the photo with rose water and a cloth. This is respect and devotion. Reflects our gratitude. An auspicious perfume has been placed on Shri Mataji's hands on the photo. And now she's been given a bindi on the spot on her forehead with what we call kumkum. And these are flowers that are offered, representing the Mother Earth, the bounty of the Mother Earth. That we give back to the divine. In reverence of all the gifts we received, all the compassion we received, all the forgiveness we received, all the joy we've experienced, all the blessings and boons. And the endless love we receive. And our self-realization. Incense has been lit. And we're giving a sort of bandhan with the incense. We namaskar. And bow down. Now we play the 3 grand mantras.
गुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो
I've told you before also, but again today, I want to tell you the significance of puja. The significance is this, that when you do the puja, you recognize me. By your recognition and your surrendering, the deities get happy. They are overjoyed that you have recognized it. You have fully identified yourself, that you are understanding me in my full form, that you are coming closer to them, like elder brothers feel happy when the younger ones are coming to meet them. So they start releasing my vibrations with a greater force, much greater. You have seen that after puja, sometimes when you do not absorb the vibrations, I get little tired because the vibrations start coming out of all the chakras and you do not absorb, so the give and take process is not balanced. The identification in the West is very slow because of mental activity. Your attachment to your mental activity and to your rationality is very great. With puja, the vibrations try to detach you from your mental activity, from your rationality. And then you are stationed into the realm of divine existence. Anything else, even my lecture, which is really mantra, but even that gives you a mental activity. You start thinking about it. Then by thinking about it, you think you know about Sahaja Yoga. Then by thinking that you know, you become egoistical. You think you know such a lot about Sahaja Yoga. Again it, in a way, helps to bloat your ego. That you start thinking that you know so much about Sahaja Yoga. The greatest grip on the Western being is that of rationality. Analyzing. You start analyzing everything. It is only through puja you are blown off. Like when the fruit is ready, the petals of the flower out of which the fruit has come out blow off. And the fruit remains. This complete detachment is possible in even one puja. But that too takes time, because even puja is rationalized. Puja should be done with your heart, feeling the love within you, that you are worshipping your mother, who is an incarnation of Adi Shakti. It's a very great thing. Do it with your heart, not with your mind. That's why we do not allow many people to come for puja, because that creates another whirlwind of rationality. Once you are detached from yourself, all your problems become so tiny as you see from the sky, from the aeroplane, all the far-fetched things which are not so important. And the problems that are going in the houses down below do not touch you. You go beyond clouds and you live in the area of that space of divine love. Then all your petty things, irritating things, all your so-called problems of life, all disappear. And then only you can be effective more, much more effective, because you become a source of divine love. Puja is the only way, I feel, you can stop your mental activity. Sahaja Yoga cannot be understood through rationality. Mentally it may be, but to become, you have to detach yourself completely. You have to go beyond it, because this limits your movement. Everything that you are doing here is significant, but it's not a mental significance, it has a divine significance. For example, even painting my feet now, what you do is to recognize me, first of all. Then the importance of these feet. These feet have been working, have been dancing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Where is she gone? Linda? She must be missing at the right moment. Where is she gone? She's not yet here. Like we use lemons. Rationally, you cannot explain how lemons can cure a person, but they do. You have seen people being cured of mental troubles, of possessions. You cannot explain rationally. In the divine way, one can explain that it has got a coefficients which can absorb the possessions which are foreign. But why and how? That's beyond your mind. You do not understand that.
That was amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Chris. I think, you know, when we do the puja and stuff, it just reminded in India we have or you know, in the arts, the music, the poetry, in the art culture, we have basically there's 9 forms of emotions or expressions of emotions they use, and Shringar, one of them is Shringar Ras, which is considered the highest. So Shringar is when, you know, when we decorate ourselves and we kind of get ready and you know do that's Shringar. So the Shringar Rasa, as you know, when you're washing Shri Mataji's photo, you're putting the bindi, you're putting the perfume. So that's kind of decorating. So the ras means like nectar or essence or taste. So, and it's considered the greatest form of expression of love and beauty, and you know, something that's appealing to the human mind, that evokes love within us. So doing the puja is and then it's establishing mother's photo as a source of energy. So the photograph literally becomes like the sun of the solar system of our life, you know. So that's absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? And we all do it in our way. Like, you know, Kamlesh was using the little red cloth, and again, red being the color of Shri Ganesha. And if you don't have that, you can use cotton, the little, you know, that we use for makeup removal or that. So you keep it separately. You can use that. Rose water again be used because it's just such a beautiful element of, you know, the smell, and washing instead of water that's there. You're using the perfume. Yeah, the incense is again the earth element. The fire is the fire element. So in all, it's just becomes that.
And the flowers, because the flowers represent the Mother Earth, and Shri Mataji has spoken about the flowers represent the Svadhisthana, and the fragrance of the flowers represent the first Muladhara chakra. So it is those chakras open up when we offer flowers, and then we have the prasad, which is food, isn't it? That opens our nabi. So everything we do has got. The music opens the heart, and apparently there's other things that open the fifth center. The butter, the
bhajans and stuff. But yes, as you said, you know, when we do the puja, this is the daily puja that we do to you know, kind of establish the photograph as a source of that vibrations within our house, paying that respect and stuff. And then you've got pujas that are for particular energy centers that are offered. Then that is to I suppose that's to kind of excite the form, you know, of that, in the formless, in the form kind of stuff. So it's like, you know, you get the prong and you hit it and you have the resonance that you can feel. So then the mantras and the pujas we're saying is basically that. It's just creating this little solar, I don't know, blast of energy, and that, you know, that's starting and becomes the formless in the form, and the form within the formless, to kind of great experience. I think I'm getting speechless now. So
it's, I mean, all those things are sort of foreign to Western culture in a way. I mean, this is a reflection of the depth of Indian culture, of a very ancient Indian culture. And the attention that's been put on pleasing God and connecting with God.
We're very, very lucky. As a Westerner, I feel very privileged that I met Shri Mataji at the beginning of my adult life, because it has honored me all through my life. And when my colleagues, for instance, have always told me that they feel my energy dancing in the office when I get there. Isn't that a compliment? And I always thank Shri Mataji, because they feel it. Not everyone, but the ones that are sensitive. And I say, wow. because when I arrived there, I arrived with the morning meditation, and they feel that they feel and they enjoy it because they're obviously feeling something like this gentle wave.
Yeah.
In some people have difficulties in the morning, and then all of a sudden they get lifted by Shri Mataji's grace, and the Kundalini is. I actually once I checked the head of all my colleagues; they all had the Kundalini up. It was quite amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah, it shows the strength of and your Kundalini, and that's basically what happens, isn't it? Because your Kundalini is awakened, the Kundalini in others, out of respect, also then awakens, and this is so at this stage, and just automatically starts and does, and it's that that love that you have felt is then resonating through you and into their energies. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And as you said, that respect, I suppose, the what we feel, the greatness, because I remember, reading Amar Chitrakathas and the comics, and you'd read about Prahalad and, when Krishna was there and the stories, and me having that feeling of, oh my God, they're so lucky. Imagine being at that time when Christ was there, or at that time when Krishna was there, or Sri Rama, and or Sri Buddha was there. And then I think one day it just went, hang on, I am in that time. Like in 1,000 years, people will be going, oh, imagine, and people were. So it was just that profound kind of sudden, I don't know, like out of the blue, it suddenly went, hang on, what am I talking about? This is it, So,
My experience of meeting Shri Mataji was at the Octagon Theatre, and I was in a queue of people going up to meet Shri Mataji, and she said, how you going, Chris? And, first time I'm okay. And but I was completely oblivious to it. I was blissed out, and other people said, wow, it's amazing. How does she know you? But you do meet Shri Mataji in your morning meditations.
Absolutely.
And you are with her, and she, Kamlesh does the puja in the morning for our meditations, but okay, after that puja, I can feel that the presence of Shri Mataji, and that she's connecting with us, and she's giving us the sustenance, the spiritual sustenance to cope with everything that we do during the day.
Yeah, she's the formless, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you feel absolutely through your connection to the sister. So yes, meditation is very important, and that's why we always say, a couple of times a day, morning and evening, have a foot soak in the evenings as part of your regular practice, so that you are establishing that Kundalini, establishing those energy centers, and that getting in tune with those energies, in tune with that, developing your system, I suppose.
Yeah. So can I use that, Rita? Can I use that as an intro into what's happening next? This is the last program of going deeper. It doesn't mean that you stop going deeper. You just stop watching us going deeper.
Correct. Yes.
So there's two options for people that have been watching this program: the 21 days that started in February, and the follow-up programs, and in the month of May, the Going Deeper sessions, which are across the whole week and shared with other states of Australia. So we are going to give people two options. One of them is you can go into deeper by going to the ashram series, and if you're on the WhatsApp group, you'll be put into a WhatsApp group, or they'll be rebranded as the ashram series, and that's on Wednesdays at 8:30 Sydney time.
Yes.
And so that's a shorter, like an hour, and it doesn't have the long outro musics, but it is about what we're doing today. deeper meditation with a puja, and maybe some clearing. The alternative is to stay with regulars and beginners in one program, which will be on Tuesdays. And I haven't told you people yet, but it's 10 p.m. Sydney time on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the reason for that is because you can watch the 21-day June program, which is, I think it's going all around Asia, and then you can, straight after that, you can go into an hour meditation. There's no theme for the. It's called Learn to Meditate. We're all learning. I'm learning.
Yep.
I'm learning about myself, and I'm learning about others, and I'm learning about my relationship with the divine. And so we'll have people from around Australia, from South Australia, and from Western Australia, and from New South Wales, and from Tasmania, that will join in, and they'll do a short meditation, and it won't be themed. It'll do whatever those people want to do in terms of clearing or want to express in their seeking, something they want to share in their seeking. It'll just go for an hour. It won't have a long outro music. So 10 p.m. Sydney time to 11 p.m. Sydney time.
Fantastic. And I suppose it gives a great opportunity also, if people are joining those groups and they're meditating regularly, if there's any particular energy centers that they're feeling or any topic they want to cover, they can post it in the WhatsApp group. So whoever's doing the topic next week, either that week or next week, we can then cover something or do a particular meditation on that, or do clearing on those, so it just becomes quite a good
So it's interactive with beginners, intermediates, regulars, anybody that wants to join in, and we can do side rooms, and we can also answer all your questions.
Beautiful. Oh, good to know.
Give you lead.
Good to know. Fantastic. So I think we've got some beautiful outro music lined up, Arya. So we might put ourselves in a bandhan and sit for meditation for a little bit.
Yeah, so we have the one where it says 108 names of Shri Mataji from Africa. And this is a classic example to see how different continents or countries express their devotion. And Africans are a little bit less in the head. So they are so in the heart, and everyone is feeling it. And I mean, the whole audience, which is in Kabbalah, are absolutely exploding with joy and dancing, and that's because they are a little bit less. They go straight to the heart. So this is just so lovely to see, isn't it? Yeah, so that's one of them, but there's other ones as well. Yeah, Chris, there's some other songs there. There's
I don't know.
Wells, Nikki Wells.
Kitty Barnaby, I think. Kitty Barnaby, yeah. But how about this, put ourselves in a bandhan and we will just finish off. So thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, Aryan.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Chris. That was lovely. Thank you, everyone,
for joining.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and thank you for the tech people.
Absolutely.
Yes. Amazing. Amazing. It's been such a joy.
Thank you for a wonderful explanation and a great evening. Jai Shri Mataji, have a fantastic week.
Yeah.
Have a lovely night, everyone. Thank you.
Take care.
Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi ki. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi ki. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi ki. Nirmala Devi ki. Nirmala Devi ki. Jai Jai. Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Sharmadaini Niradara Nirajana Nirlepa Nirmala Nitya Nishkalanka Niratara Nirakula Nirguna Nishkala Om 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 Mukta Nirvikara Nirashwarya Niramtara Nirakarana Nirupadi Nirashwara Niraga Nirmada Shri Nishinta Niramkara Nirmoha Nirmama Nishpapa Nisamsaya Nirbhava Nirvikalpa Nirabada Niranasha Nirapaya Nishpakrikraha Nishtula Nirashetura Nirapaya Nirachaya Sukra Brada Sandra Puna Mahadevi Mahapuja Mahapatakanashini Mahashakti Mahamaya Maharati Vishwarupa Padmasana Bhagavati Rashakari Rakshasagni Parameshwari Nitya Yovana Om 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 Mataji 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 Punjalavya Ashinta Rupa Para Shakti Guru Mukti Adi Shakti Shri Yoga Dae Kakini Sukaraja Subhana Subhagati Sashitananda Rupini Laja Sukari Shishandika Trignatmika Mahadi Pana Rupini Paramanu Pana Shahantri Vira Mata Gambira Shiga Vita Om 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 Om
Mataji,
Shita Prasadini Sudha Shruti Dharmadara Vishwagrasa Shiva Hastava Baba Mandura Girasha Marchita Paramodara Shishavati Lokatita Shatmatmika Lila Vinodini Sada Shiva Shibunti Chandrani Baravi Prakriya Panana Kriti Vishwagarba Shishin Shakti Vishwa Sashini Shri Vimala Varada Vilasini Shivijaya Bandura Janava Sahaja Yoga Daini Om 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 Mataji 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 Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Durga Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Bolo Shri Adi Shakti